You know, your guys' video have actually been making me want to replay Alpha Protocol.
I've been feeling the same way. I've gotten like almost got the bug to play it again.
Gee,
oh,
those
I love that game so much.
those covered windows aren't suspicious at all.
Why would you cover windows with tin foil?
Because it's pretty much the most effective way to block light.
It's so shiny and reflective.
Well, I mean, it's opaque and easily malleable.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that. I've seen people cover windows with mylar, which is also shiny, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone use tin foil.
Well, when I was working the graveyard shift, that's what I did with my windows.
So you were a vampire for a time?
Yes, I was. I even worked in a hospital.
These textures are kind of crappy. Oh well.
So, we are breaking in here because
this is where Andre the Tzimis is, and we'd like to kill him, or at least get him to stop hassling the Nosferatu.
This is the house at which that snuff film was filmed.
Snuff said. Ooh.
Hi. I like how these things ash like vampires do.
I like the combat music for this game too. I've been comment on it for a while, but now it's really going on. Really gotten the time.
Is there anything to be stolen in this room?
No, unless your pack chatted something. Like every time.
I mean, I got a cool artifact on this table, so.
Yeah, that qualifier with every single time you ask that question.
Yeah, but there's the mummy fetish that you just picked up, and there's blood packs in the fridge.
Hey, did we give that credit that fetish to fish for something?
No, it makes him his natural heal rate faster.
Oh, so it's like a boost.
Yeah.
Blood packs.
I love how we both remembered that there were blood packs in there. Fancy ring, cool.
A very large portion of the fridges in this game have blood packs in them.
Since this is a vampire house, that would make sense, but...
It is a vampire house. It's Andre's house.
Yeah, the fridges in vampire places are where you find the blood packs. You don't find them in non-vampire places.
I was about to say, because that would be creepy.
Except for Gimbal.
No.
Oh, I was reading about him in TV tropes, but I didn't actually finish that paragraph.
Have we done Gimbal's quests? No, we
No,
haven't.
we didn't do Gimbal.
We should do that at some point. That one's fun. Yeah, so do you know what this is?
This looks like a makeshift hospital room.
What is that? Smell.
Or a sacrificial
Corset
altar.
premier, blood hangs heavy on the air.
Oh, wow.
Young,
They actually recorded
too.
that line for every...
Squirming larva of the wretched brood who stole their immortality. Tell me, child.
Hey, Krellen, does he have a unique taunt for
Do I
every
frighten you?
bloodline?
No.
Is my knowledge of you
I don't even
unnerving?
remember this from my Tremere playthrough. Which...
Maybe it's a patch thing, then.
I think it is.
This guy looks
okay.
like a fucking creeper.
He's a
Yeah,
Tzimisce.
so-
We are killing him, correct?
Oh, child
Yes.
of Cain.
We have no choice.
The
But,
sights
so he's a
seem the
Shimichi.
same
As you
and
can see,
in
the Shimichi
comparison
are
to
incredibly
my
inhuman. They
ancestral
revel in
estate.
it. They like doing this to their
Comfort
bodies. This is
a
what their
custom.
disciplined
And all of
vicissitude
this
lets them do.
artifice
He
brings
has
me
got a nice
closer
suit,
to
though.
my home. Do not
Can we take his
fear
suit?
for my furniture,
No.
young one.
Damn it.
But
Oh,
if you
yes.
kind of listen to this dialogue here, which I'm going to be talking over, so it's going to be hard
Merely a
to.
test.
He's
Certainly
kind
not
of sort of
intended to
giving you a
fall into
pitch.
mortal
Like,
hands.
kind of saying, you really
Fortunately,
shouldn't be with a
we are in the
Camarilla.
capital
They're
of
stupid
mortal
and
trickery
backwards
and
and
illusion.
don't know what's going
So
on.
did it
We
take
Sabat
value
know what's
to
going
find
on.
me? From whence
And it
flows
almost
your long
feels like he's trying to give you a sales pitch here. And then when we encounter more Sabat later on, it's going to sound like another sales pitch. And it's always felt to me like they intended for there to be a sixth ending, a Sabat ending to this game as well. And they must have cut it for time, or they just decided it didn't make sense, or for whatever reason.
That doesn't really make sense. I'm going to spoiler beat this out.
It is not
well,
for
I mean,
me.
it would be a branch that would branch there rather than...
Well, this is a part where we begin seeding the idea, and later on we flew him into it, as Krellen was saying, and then at the end you have the choice.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the whole Halliburton Hotel area doesn't make sense if you can... I guess it could have been rearranged so that that became... and that would be kind of weird.
Well, no, so
it would be a slog, you know?
Like, so the Sabat really wouldn't give a shit if you wandered through and killed everybody in their building, as long as you didn't kill the leaders. They seriously would not care. They hold no value whatsoever for their underlings. So the fact that you murdered all the Sabat to get to the end, to the leader and talk to him, wouldn't have an effect on whether or not you could team up with the Sabat.
Let me guess. The Sabat are Proud Warrior race guys who...
The Sabat are crappy managers is what they are.
They're not Proud Warrior race
creatures.
guys.
I have broken through their mortal crust and drawn from them their greatest strength. Mutability.
Okay, I'm not going to talk over this because I think the next question you can ask is where do you get your materials?
Weave flesh.
Which is an answer Brandon wanted to hear.
Man, I am itching to talk over this outrageous accent. Yeah, what do you want me to ask? First one?
Where did you get the raw materials?
Illegals, mongrels, half-bloods, and caitiff. The bane of society, kindred and kin. They are as of little consequence to authority as they are to me.
So what is he referring to by mongrels and half-bloods? Is he just talking about Kine, or is there some kind of vampire explanation for those?
No, those are Kines. The illegals may even be Kine.
Well, I would assume illegals are Kine, but...
Well, no, they could also be vampires like you. You know,
basically the people that no one cares about, he takes and uses them in his experiments.
Yes.
Perhaps, but they are exquisitely functional. Still, there's an uncanny elegance to even this, my most mercenary of desires.
I'm really sad you can't steal that suit. That is a nice suit.
It's kind of disturbing that most of these guys were once human. It's actually very disturbing.
And instinct is a powerful level to work toward. To evoke it, a glorious accomplishment.
You think about it, that means that an average ordinary person has, through however means, become this irredeemable monster that needs to die.
You long to
well, now you kind of understand why the Shimichi never joined the Camarilla. They reveled in this kind of thing, and they certainly would not support the Masquerade.
More. You've indulged your vampiric nature.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really look that much worse than your average Nosferatu.
Now the beast inside of you longs to evolve further. That gift is
no, but they like doing it to other people too.
To give.
Does this mean that he is of lower generation than you?
There are no generational requirements on vicissitude. He could be higher generation than you and still do his power on you, but he probably is.
Do not fear your nature,
I
child.
thought you were just saying that...
Well, okay, so the Sabat don't play the politics, so they don't figure into any of the politics.
No, I mean, I thought that you said that the character was probably the lowest generation person here.
No.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure on that. If there's anybody who may be lower generation than the PC, it is probably Andre. He seems particularly powerful.
I'm not sure why you think so little of Strauss. He at least seems competent, which...
Well, Generation doesn't have a lot to do with, competence and power and so forth. I mean, Jack is a 10th generation vampire.
He is also really, really old, so... I would be fine calling him an exception.
If Strauss is a couple hundred years old and also a 9th generation vampire, he would be a pretty spectacular vampire.
This is all lovely, but Persona 2 comes out tomorrow, and now I'm super excited.
Yeah, what is the 2 in that like? I'm familiar with 3 and 4. Well, 3, yeah, whatever.
2 is much more of a old school JRPG like Final Fantasy.
That's disappointing. I much prefer.
It's also a 2-part game. There's Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment, and they go in that order.
Thank you for spawning in front of me, Andre. That was very useful of you.
Yeah, if you like those kind of old school Final Fantasies, you probably like the older Persona games.
I much prefer the newer Persona games to those. Sorry.
I mean,
although I do keep meaning to try and play 7 or one of the PS1 generations.
Try playing for me 5 is my favorite out of all of them. So I like the job class system a lot.
I would distinctly recommend against 7. So if you
it
want
is
to
by
play
far the best known game in the series. If I want to know the series, I should know that one.
It's not like any of the rest of the series.
That's the thing, though. Yeah, he's right. Once we get to 7, that's like well different from the older games.
If you really want a PS1 era that tells you what Final Fantasy is about, you want to play 9.
I want to play what?
9.
I really like 9, except I hate that the abilities were tied to equipment. I couldn't stand that.
What is so different about 7, aside from the fact that everyone knows it?
It uses an entirely different system.
It uses the ATB, but
characters don't have any individual powers. The characters are fully interchangeable.
Oh, that was even worse. That was even worse than 8.
And 8 did it too. Yeah, and their power is based entirely off of the materia you have leveled and equipped them with, which is completely unlike anything else in Final Fantasy.
The only thing they have unique is their limit breaks. Well, you could say 5.
So the characters are more configurable, and that's your big problem with it?
The characters are completely interchangeable, and that's my big problem with it.
Well, then, a lot of modern Final Fantasy have that problem. 12 does also.
Well, but the recent ones everyone knows suck, so that's not really a fair comparison.
And 8 was abominable. It had so many problems. I really don't like 8.
Well, if you recall when we had our Final Fantasy discussion, I did tell you that 12 was one of the ones I was not terribly enamored of.
12... I liked 12's story, but the gameplay was just not that interesting.
You should probably drink the blood pack. Or the odious chalice if you can.
I've had some blood packs, and I think the chalice is probably still broken. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be.
You beat him, but you didn't kill him? The game didn't let you kill him?
Well, didn't you hear the stuff that I spoilered out a few minutes ago?
Yeah. Spoiler warning: Andre is the Sabat leader we're gonna talk to later. So we're gonna talk to him again.
Do we have to kill him? Can we kill him, for real?
Yes. The second time we fight him, we will kill him. But no, not soon.
I mean, first we're going to have to feed, obviously.
No, I'm gonna have to blood pack.
There's a significant amount of game before we even get to anywhere close to the fighting Andre again point.
Yeah, Andre is the second to last mainline quest before the finale. He's at the end of the second to last mainline quest before the finale.
So now that he's out of the way, we can go into meet the Nosferatu now.
It's
because
gonna
Han's
be a
employed
little
a
while.
dumbass that can't do his own work.